Okay, before we add some bench work here, I'm going to take all of these immovable items. Well, that being a relative thing, if you have the money and the will, you could probably move all this stuff around. But let's say we're not. I'm going to take all the immovable items and add them on to the main room figure. All right, so go to Figure Tools and then Add to Figure. First, select the figure you want to add to, and then click the objects to add, just like that. There we go. All right. Now I want to lock these layers and styles down so they can't be moved anymore, so we can't accidentally move them. And it does happen. That's happened to me a few times, more than a few times while doing this kind of stuff. So we want to lock the room style, and for the arc I drew here, that I use the electrical style, and I can just rename this. Let me do that so it's a bit less confusing. Just call it door arc, and you can define as many styles as you want and give them your own names. But anyway, I've locked these two down, so now I'm going to try to select it. Nothing happens. Alright, so now that we've got our room elements locked into place, I'm going to add some bench work. Let me change the style, and I created a new style for bench work, a little bit darker so you can see it. And I'm just going to use line rectangle and just draw a box in here. We're going to be editing it and slicing and dicing it, but just for just to give us a visual aid of where we're at, I'm going to draw a square in there. So by the way, I'm going to be designing this as an HO scale layout. So let's say, okay, you want your shelf to be, in this part, let's say you want to have a main yard there. Let's go ahead and make this 30 inches deep. That's kind of that's kind of pushing it. They say you shouldn't make a shelf layout deeper than you can reach. So maybe this is pushing it a little bit. So I will just make it 30 inches deep. We'll say we'll have long arms, just as an exercise. So let me, I'm going to go ahead and change the grid increment, just so it'll be easier to get things lined up and get the depths lined up. So I'm going to make our grid 6 inches deep. 6 inches. Whoops. Okay. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 feet. Let's add another 6 inches to that. Alright, so I just moved it down, just like that. And let's make this 18 inches from the wall to the edge. So let's move this back so the line is over there. Okay, so let's say we've got our basic depths now. Now we've got to plan around these obstacles here. So I'm going to shorten these two lines up here because this is the outer edge of your bench work. Go here. I'm going to take a line, so I'm going to have to actually draw a line on a diagonal. And to keep it simple, it'll be at a 45-degree angle. So what I'm going to do is take and do copy, and then right click and do paste. So I have another line right here. Well, the question is, how do I turn this into a 45-degree angle? Well, that's pretty easy. I'm going to go to the object property window over here and look for azimuth. Right, double click that, and I'm going to put in 45. Oops, didn't want that to pop up. Stop that. All right, there, a 45-degree angle. All right, so I'll put this right here. Let me shorten this up, move it, because I want to put, so this is going to be the back edge of the layout, okay? So I want to keep that as a 45-degree angle, give a good amount of clearance for whoever's going to be maintaining this. And I'm going to draw this all the way back to the wall, and draw this all the way back to the wall, just to keep it simple. Alright, there, we'll do that. Give a nice, good amount of space for the furnace repairman to get in there. Okay, so now this is the back edge of your shelf layout. Actually, not a shelf, probably going to put some supports in here, or maybe even suspend it from the ceiling, like I've done on a section of my layout. But let's say now, okay, you want this part of the layout to be 12 inches deep. Okay, how do we draw in another line and get it to be 12 inches deep? Another line 12 inches away from there. Well, that's pretty simple. Go over here to the editing tools, and there is a offset object tool. Click on that. Now we click on the object we want to offset, like that, and I want to offset it 12 inches. Do OK. Now you want to click on the side where you want this offset object to appear. If you want it to be offset from here, you want to click on this side. If you want it to be offset from on this side, you'd have to click over here. Let me just click over here. Boom. That simple. So this is 12 inches wide as designed. So now we go ahead and select our lines and get them to length like that. Get them to the right length. And we're making progress here. All right. There you have it. You can lengthen this so it touches. Or another feature, another nice line drawing feature is you can select the line tool, and now this is line between endpoints. So we click this line here, it draws it, and you click there, the endpoint, boom, look at that. Seamless line. Okay, so we're starting to get our bench work. We can do the same here even for a short length. Click it right there. There we go. Alright, let's go do this for the rest. Okay, let me go shorten that up. Okay, get that. And we do line between endpoints right there and there, like that. And let's go here, do the same. Shorten this up. That's almost pretty much touching each other like that. Now we got to plan around the door now. Well, that's not a big deal. Let's go shorten this like that, and what we'll end up doing is drawing another 45-degree angle back here for the back of the bench work, and we'll have to shorten this up quite considerably like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and copy this line, edit, copy to clipboard, right click, paste. Alright, now we're going to change the azimuth to 45 degrees, like that. Well, now it's flipped to the wrong side. How do we get this to angle over that way? Well, we have a flipped object, left and right. Click that, boom, there we go.